Hello, everybody, and welcome to our second stream of the day. Here for some Expeditions Alpha. So we have got with us Winston Jazz Hands and Hubert Cumberdale to talk about expeditions and walk you through what this whole process looks like. I am just going to caveat up front, and I may remind you a couple times throughout the stream, this is on testnet. You are not getting a sneak peek into Winston's real assets. So don't look at anything and go, holy crap, what? It's all testnet. Over to you, Winston.
Yeah, I've got way more gold than that. So don't think I'm gold broke because I got way more than that. Yep. Thanks, Bolon. We're gonna go through all of this. We're gonna talk about power-ups. We're gonna talk about turning on expeditions. We're gonna talk about claiming expeditions and using stamina potions and pet treats and all that good stuff. Hubert, anything you wanna sneak in here before we get started?
Just again caveating that we are still in the process of fixing bugs and doing some optimizations and stuff. So some things you see might not be 100% what happens when we release, but not much to say here. I'm really excited to get this across the finish line. It's been a ton of work.
Great. Okay, well, I guess we'll just jump right into it. So before you can put your heroes on any expeditions, you'll need to go to the jeweler, and we've got a couple of power-ups to show you first. So first power-up is going to be Wild Unknown. So this power-up actually allows your heroes to interact with expeditions and to be sent on them. This is really similar to the Rapid Renewal or Quick Study power-up, where you can set an allocation, eligible heroes, and then pick a bunch of heroes to... this is why I didn't have very many. I was trying to figure out what was going on a minute ago. I had like no heroes that I could send. It's because I need to put a few more on here. So let's do that really quick.
Nice yellow SPD there, by the way.
Yeah, he's good looking.
It's a good thing we put that out yesterday.
Yeah, perfect timing, right? You may have seen, I think that's Trinette or Triton, or I don't know what his name is. Yeah, there he is. Trinette, Storm Snow. You may have seen them in our Twitter post yesterday.
And as a reminder real quick as well, so that power up is Hubert, correct me if I get this wrong, 10 Jewel for every 30 heroes.
That sounds right.
Yep. All right, cool.
10 Jewel for every 30 heroes. Once you have them assigned, you can decide if you want to try the other power-ups. We've got Gravity Feeder. This will let you escrow pet treats directly into the contract, and then it'll feed your pets for you. So it's super cool. This one is actually only 100 Jewel. That one's going to be similar to your Master Merchant or Thrifty, where it's either on or it's off. And in this case, it only has one tier, so you'll only use 100 Jewel on that one. The next power up that you'll want to get, or I mean, you don't have to, of course, but this is a pretty cool one. This is Perpetual Potion Machine. This person does not look like they're having a good time, but they are. They're earning tons of experience points by doing quests very quickly. So this is another on-off. You'll have 300 Jewel to activate this one, and that will allow you to escrow stamina vials into expeditions and very quickly blast through them. Lots of experience, lots of stuff. Yeah. And so that's the kind of the long and short of the power-ups. They're pretty straightforward. You need one to do expeditions at all. You need one to automatically feed your pets, and you need one to automatically apply stamina potions if that's what you want to do. We have a few more coming down the pipe too. I don't know, maybe Hubert, you'd like to talk about future power-ups we have in mind, maybe? Not to put you on the spot.
Let's see. There is one other power-up that's coming that will be with our second upgrade release, which I'm not sure exactly when that's going to happen, but which will allow you to do auto leveling up of your heroes while they're on their expedition. So that'll be, for the time being, something you'll just need to do when your heroes reach full experience. If you want to level them up, you'll have to just pull them out of the expedition and then level them up and then put them back in again. But we do have a power up for that once we get that functionality added.
Yeah, thank you. Bolon, anything you wanna add before we jump over to the expeditions proper?
Do we want to? Well, I guess we'll get there with the expeditions proper. Never mind. Nope. Let's go for it.
Okay, great. And just a reminder, everybody, this is all, we're still in testing. Things could change here. So you may have seen down here that we've got a little new set of buttons. You've got manage expeditions, expedition queue, active expeditions, and then your classic world map. You can actually swap back and forth between expeditions and the traditional quest view. So this is all still here. If you want to do that, it's still there. It's there for you. So let's hop over to the professions view really quick here. You can see we've got a new NPC. This is the expeditions hypnotic bowling ball or something. I don't know. He kind of looked like a bowling ball to me. He's the caravan leader, which suggests that there are more of these hypnotic bowling balls. So, watch out for that. You can also manage expeditions here and pop that open to look at the beautiful manage expeditions view. Let's take a quick scroll over this and see kind of what we got here. Very cool stuff. We're going to keep it really simple. I'm going to do like basically one gathering quest and then one of the farming quests, like gardening quests, and then we'll do a power token or a gold mining quest. So let's start with the local pond, everybody's favorite place. Got this creepy caravan guy here. He's still at the fishing hole, so watch out for him. Let's pick some people to go quest. We'll pick these 4 guys. We got them at the top. You'll be able to pick the amount of attempts per iteration. Then you'll actually be able to select the amount of iterations. I can probably do a lot. Yeah, I can do 18,000. I don't think I want to do that many, so I'm going to do 30 in this first round. You can also see how long each iteration takes, when the estimated completion will be. I don't have any heroes with pets in this group, so I'm not going to be able to show you that, but it's pretty idiot proof. I mean, you just pick the one that you want and it'll show that in escrow down here. It'll be the exact amount you'll need to run those guys till this time. So in this case, it probably wouldn't be that many because this is a shorter one. This will be done like tomorrow. If I did like 300, that might be a little longer. 3,000, I'm definitely going to need to escrow some pet treats if I want the pets if I want to continue to enjoy those bonuses.
Looks like the iteration time wasn't updating though. There's a bug.
Uh-oh,
Look away.
I found one. Is it not? It is, isn't it?
When you
No.
now that above.
But
Oh,
wouldn't that
never mind.
be when I change this? Yeah.
That's just saying how long it takes for an iteration. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
There you go. My bad.
That was a test, Hubert. That was a test you passed.
Tricked.
Well done. Passed the test. You can also see down here that there's some jewel that is required. I don't know, Hubert, do you want to talk about that a little bit? We were talking about maybe revealing some stuff.
Yeah, so we can reveal what the fee is going to be. So it's a per stamina per hero fee. So there's 0.0003 jewel per stamina per hero is what the fee is, and that's 3 zeros after a decimal point, or if we like the metric system, 300 microjoule per stamina. So you can see that it automatically will add up here as you're choosing the number of iterations, and that gets collected at the beginning of the expedition starting, and then if you cancel early or anything, you'll get the amount back that you didn't use. So you should feel comfortable being able to cancel expeditions if you want to. If you need to level up your hero or something, you could cancel, get your stuff back, go level them up, and then put them back in again afterwards. Or if you want to do void hunts with your heroes, one thing you can do with this system also is it doesn't care if your heroes are at full stamina or not. It'll just figure out when they're going to start. Each expedition essentially will do an iteration the moment the whole team is at full stamina. So if you set them up with one or more of the heroes being below full, it'll just set the first expedition to start as soon as that slowest recovering hero recovers all the way.
And to clarify, so you've got attempts and then you've got iterations. And so the iterations are how many times they will run through that attempt. So if we're looking at fishing, for example, you say 5 fishing attempts, that one iteration at that point would be 25 stamina.
Right. So 10 would be 250 stamina worth of time, and so on. But yeah, it's still set up to work just like questing. So you're still sending people on, a certain amount of attempts with like gardening, where there's different rewards that you get for like the amount of stamina that you use. Like there's a jackpot at 15 stamina. Every 10 stamina is an egg. Like all those factors still come into play. So you could, if you really wanted to, send your heroes on like a 9 stamina attempt gardening quest and just not have a chance of getting eggs if you want to, and do like 200 iterations of that. If you wanted to, you could. It'll let you.
Some kind of maniac if you want to do that, I guess. Like it's there though. Yeah, thanks, Hubert. So yeah, you can escrow in pet treats as well as it takes your jewel right off the top, and you can also escrow in stamina potions. So you can see here, it's actually smart enough that it's doing it in iteration. So if I put 3 stamina potions in, that wouldn't make a lot of sense because I got 4 dudes. That means these guys would be getting big drink while this guy was waiting. So it will it'll force certain amounts. So if I say max, it'll put the max for this amount. If I increase it, the max obviously goes up, and I can increase that as well. You can also see that as I add more iterations, this goes up, but if I add more stamina potions, it goes down because it's braining out how quickly they'll move without having to wait for stamina to refill. So very clever and very intuitive. So these will be done fairly quickly, and we'll be able to claim 1 or 2 right now. So I'm going to start that expedition. You can also queue them up if you want to, and it's very similar to the regular quest queuing. It'll put them in a big pile, and in fact, I think I am actually going to queue this one up because I'm going to show you that next. In the expedition queue, you can do a lot of the same stuff you did in the management screen. You can increase iterations, you can decrease or increase attempts, you could switch the treats that you're giving them, as well as stamina potions. So you don't get quite as much feedback with saying, oh, I'm going to take this many or that many, whereas on the other screen it showed you exactly how many stamina potions were required. You don't get quite as much feedback, but that's here. So if you wanted to fix something or change something really quick, you definitely could. So let's submit this one. Now that we've selected this one for submitting, it's going to show the required stuff for it. We actually have a bug that we've noticed here that we're working on, so let's see if you guys can figure it out. Don't say it in the chat, or maybe do say it in the chat. I don't know. I can't really see the chat, so I don't know what's going on over there.
While we do that, there is a question from the chat, which is, how is the jewel fee distributed? I know there's a standard allocation for crystal. Cannot recall if there's one for jewel. There is one for jewel. But Hubert, you want to take that, or you want me to run through it? I just looked it up to double check my own memory.
I was actually typing out a response to that, but I'm glad you double checked because I'm trying to remember if I remembered it correctly. So I'll let you read what it is, but yes, what you said is true.
Perfect. So yeah, there is a standard distribution for jewel as well, which is from the olden days primarily, but we have done some updates to it as well over time. But the current jewel fee distribution is 50% to the dev fund, 30% to the quest fund, 15% to the jeweler, and 5% burned, which I will drop into chat also for ease of access. And it is in the docs, but all good.
I did remember it correctly. Good.
I thought I did, but I was not confident enough to say it out loud.
Well, in case you haven't noticed, I'm crashing and burning a little bit here. Still in testing. We're trying to get this dialed in, get all these last little bits figured out. So I'm going to clear this one and do one more. I think with all the talking, I got something turned around. All right.
Are you trying to blame us?
This is basically Bolon. This is your fault.
Could feed if you wanted to. It looks like.
I guess this is a better circumstance, anyways, because we can feed this pet. Yeah, thanks a lot, Bolon.
You're welcome.
One thing to know about the way that the pet feeding works on this is if you have some pets that you're sending that were fed with a different food, then like this only lets you bring one type of food. It's not going to let you do kind of, I want this one with premium treats and this one with regular treats. So if your pet was fed with a treat that's different than what you're bringing, then it will automatically feed them the treat type you're bringing right then, and kind of set their fed timer based on that. So generally, I just would recommend use the same pet treat type all the time, and then you won't have to think about that. But there is kind of a little caveat there. So I think the question notes has, like, that question mark has a little note about that in there. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks.
And so, Russo, to answer your question, so stamina does regenerate, including in expeditions. So if you just say, I want this hero to do 5 attempt fishing quests 100 times, then it will do that over however long it takes for it to have enough stamina to do that. What Winston's showing with the stam pots is essentially it will then run those quests immediately, well, as fast as possible with the stam pots. So the stam pot's not required for expeditions, but if you're wanting to power level a hero or anything like that, you can do that within expeditions rather than individually questing them over and over and over again with all of the stam pot clicks. You can actually do it directly in the expeditions.
Yeah, that's right. It saves a lot of time. Right now, I'm using stam pots mainly just so that we can get some speed, so it's fast. Yeah, so we can see here in a minute or so, I'll have some that I can claim. Let's take a look at. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick question from chat. So can you queue up heroes that are currently at 0 stamina? So for example, you want to do hunts and have them quest twice and be ready to hunt the next day. Can you hunt with them, put them into expeditions, come back the next day, take them out, hunt with them, and repeat?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So as I mentioned a little earlier, it will let you, it'll just set it up so like the next expedition that starts, like its start time will be in the future, and it'll be just whenever your team is fully recovered on their stamina will be the starting point. So yeah, you can take them out. And also the way it works is essentially your heroes will always be at full stamina when you pull them out, unless they like you pulled them out so quickly that they didn't have full stamina to begin with and you got them out. But if enough time passes, they would normally have reached full stamina. It will always be the case, and the number of iterations that you can do is just like how much time does it take to do the actual quest, a number of quest attempts, plus how much time does it take to recover your stamina afterwards. And so when we look at like how much time has passed, if you're like 5 minutes away to where your stamina would be at full, you might want to wait 5 minutes because that's going to let you do one more iteration. But regardless, I guess, you can pull them out anytime. They'll be at full stamina, so you could go and do void hunts. You just might want to be kind of a little bit aware of like how close are you to like that next iteration being done, because if you're really close you might want to wait, but if it's like 2 hours away, then you'll just kind of have lost maybe 2 hours of time between like each iteration, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. Thanks for explaining that. How do you feel about talking about gardening for a second? There's some new hotness in gardening that's worth mentioning.
Yeah, sure. So let's see. So with the gardening quest and the mining quest also, doesn't use the same concept as the normal questing in that like it's a one after the other kind of thing. You can have 3 teams going at once, and they have their own timers, so they'll all start at the same time essentially. And you can't be gardening with normal questing in the same pool that you're doing expeditions, or vice versa. And then we also added this Gaia's Garden, which has no limit on the number of teams that you can put into it. It also has no LPs tied to it, so you'll just get the minimum rewards, but it does provide an option for players that have a lot of gardeners to just be able to, send them on like the basic gardening quest without needing to like multi-wallet to be able to accommodate them.
Yeah, and
Just
that's
a real
great.
quick reminder, because I saw a comment in chat. This is testnet. This is not real. So, especially now that we're looking at the gardens, this isn't real.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Sorry, Bolin. I should have qualified what we're seeing a little bit better here.
I didn't think about it either.
But yeah, it's pretty exciting. Instead of having to have 5 wallets with 60 gardeners or whatever, you can just pile them all into Gaia's Garden and get the same types of rewards, and then put your favorites, your best gardeners in your LPs where you've got your liquidity. So it's a really great addition to expeditions.
Which also ties into Hubert. You want to talk about gold mining?
Yeah, so gold mining is also the same way as Gaia's Garden. It will not have a team limit to it, and there's no limitations. And like you could also be doing manual gold mining as well, but you could send as many teams of miners as you want into gold mining, and they all will run on their own timers. They don't care about each other, so that will make it easier for those that have a ton of miners that are maybe using multiple wallets. They'd be able to consolidate and just do it all in one wallet instead.
Woo! It's pretty exciting. Yeah, you can close down some of those extra miner wallets. Get ready for that.
Yeah, all around, there's a big part of expeditions that will allow people who want to, you don't have to, but if you want to greatly consolidate if you are using multiple wallets because of the quest limits. I mean, with the exception of token mining and the actual like individual incentivized pools, there really aren't quest limits unless I'm forgetting anything, Hubert.
Yep, just what you said, the individual gardening and token mining, which we're getting close to the point where token mining will kind of be, until we do another realm or do something new with token mining something, it's going to be done soon, but we're still going to support it so that you can do it in Serendale. And I guess actually if you happen to still have locked crystal, you could choose to not claim it and still token mine, but you're not really getting anything by doing that.
Which honestly, I think some people do to keep their miners busy, but with this in place, you could just send them gold mining instead.
Right.
Real quick clarifying, I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but I don't want to say the wrong thing. As far as the gold mining cap and the Gaia's Garden, are those expeditions exclusive or applying universally?
Those are exclusive.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. So yes, if you want to have unlimited gold mining and you want to access Gaia's Garden, those are through expeditions only.
Great. Well, it looks like we've got a couple of claimable iterations here. So 4 of these 10 are done. Let's claim them and just get a look at what that's gonna be kind of like. Kind of a spoiler. I mean, it's pretty familiar. It's not, you're not going to look at it and be like, how do you read this? Because it's very similar to when you're collecting quests. You'll kind of get a summary that details what you got, and then you could go into a more detailed view after. Got to process these. So you start the processing of the expeditions, and then you'll actually click through each. So in this case, we're doing 4 iterations. we're still kind of bouncing around on what the best amount of iterations to do for gas cost. So if you did 50 iterations, we might break that into like six transactions. So, but we're still fiddling around with that and trying to figure out what that should be. So here's full.
Not evenly divisible by 6.
Well, listen. I'm going to ask you to stand down, Bolon. And so you can see here's the stuff I got. If you go to the further detail, you can see a couple of these guys got fishing points. We have testnet hacked all to hell. So if you get a bloater, you basically get full XP. So they have full XP now, but you can see that here. That should be, you actually pull them out to update them. So level them up. Wow. Level them up so that those buttons don't appear here anymore. Yeah, so this is what it will look like, but with 20,000 frost bloaters instead of 8. Trying to think of what else we might need to show here, guys. Is there anything? Did I miss anything?
So there's a question: is there a limit to how many iterations can get stacked? Can't help but notice that 4 out of 10. I didn't notice the 4 out of 10, so I'm not sure what that. Oh wait, is it there?
That's just because he submitted. There's 6 remaining iterations in what he set up in the beginning, so it should just show how many. If you do 10 iterations and you've done you can claim 5 after 5 have passed in the time it takes for them to get done, and then say you have 1 of 5 left. You could extend that expedition before it ends so that you add more if you want to. But I guess the only limit that there really is you can't do expeditions if your jeweler timer expires. You need to have the power-ups, and power-ups all expire when your jeweler timer expires. So there will be it'll be aware of what your timer expiration date is, and you won't be able to do any iterations past that point.
Yeah, which is kind of what you're seeing here. It's going to let me do 20,000 iterations for nearly 900 joule, but that'll go till 2026 when my stuff runs out. So there's no limit. The limit is what you choose for it to be with your jeweler lock time and how much you want to escrow.
Awesome. Let's see.
I see in the chat someone wants to see biceps.
Yeah,
is that what that
specifically? There we go.
Biceps. There it is.
So with the gardening rewards, more heroes on the same pool with liquidity will provide higher gardening quests. So essentially, gardening will work the same as it currently works. You can either have heroes manually gardening in a pool, or you can have them in expeditions on that pool, one or the other, and the pool is still capped at essentially 3 pairs of heroes per day if you're looking at max efficiency. However, we have added the Gaia's Garden pool, which is an unlimited pool, but there's no liquidity in it, so you're not getting the additional rewards based off of your liquidity in that pool because there is no liquidity. So essentially you are gardening for experience and items rather than the normal equation that goes into gardening where your returns are based off of your LP. Will heroes be able to PvP on Metis while out on an expedition? Guessing no, but figured worth asking.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, no.
You need to take them over to Metis if you're going to do PvP. So.
While claiming, you go through transaction requests for each iteration. It'll be batched. So similar to how we have other batching. So, I mean, if you're claiming a whole bunch of stuff, then yes, there will be multiple transactions, but we're going to batch them into as few transactions as we can, at least.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of touches on all of the functions and bits that are going to be part of expeditions when it drops. No, I don't think Gaia's Garden will be available for normal questing. That's an expeditions only thing.
Correct. Yes, that is expeditions only. All right. Let's see. Anything else that we wanted to talk about, or any other questions from the chat? All right. This is super exciting, and I hope that everybody is looking forward to this. I don't think we're going to give any details of release timing yet, although if I'm wrong, go for it. But otherwise, I'll just say, obviously it's close enough for us to be showing you all of this, but as Hubert mentioned at the beginning, we are still testing and doing some code review. So there's still some pieces to get done, which is why we don't want to put a firm date on it just yet. But I hope you all know by now that we would not be showing you this unless we were getting close.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think we're deciding, what color the house should be at this point, and making sure that all the toilets flush. It's like it's a house. Like, you can see that it's a house, and it's probably going to stay a house pretty much. But some things might still change. We're still putting up the drywall, I guess you might say.
Yep, I don't really have anything else to add, except I think I saw a bug when he was doing stuff just now. So got a new one to talk about.
The system works.
This is how we're doing testing from now on. Just kidding. Well, awesome. Greatly appreciate Winston and Hubert, y'all taking some extra time out of your day to hang out and show this off. Hopefully you all are liking what you're seeing so far and looking forward to bringing it out. But in the meantime, stay tuned. We're gonna have some updates. Anything y'all want to add to end, or otherwise we'll just close this out? I didn't have a plan on how to close this out, to be honest.
Just close it up. Got nothing. Close it up.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.